went to a garden center to buy some flowers for my garden. As I pushed my cart around, I heard the most exuberant voice say, "Oh, look at that color!" Not sure where the voice came from, I continued my search. Once again, "Oh, look at that red! It's such a passionate shade." Eventually, I figured out I was hearing a middle-aged woman who was with 3 young adults. It was evident that she was helping them pick out flowers for her garden. And as she did, she continued, "Oh, look at that! Look at those snapdragons!" With every successive proclamation, I smiled. Having finished making my selections, I made my way to the cashier. And right in front of me was the woman and the young adults, now with the cart overflowing with beautiful flowers. She flashed her credit card and said, "Mom's buying today." She made me laugh, but more than that, she made me do something that I typically don't do: talk to strangers. As a shy introvert, this just doesn't happen. But as she continued to exude joy, I uncharacteristically blurted out, "I want to be your friend. You're an awesome person." During the Easter season, we hear various accounts of the disciples and how they were transformed by their encounter with the risen Christ. Where before they were disciples who often misunderstood Jesus, or were hesitant, and perhaps even doubtful, after encountering the risen Christ, they were filled with unwavering conviction and joy, unafraid to proclaim the good news, thus attracting others to the kingdom of God. Much like my encounter at the garden center, the early church grew because people saw the transformation in the disciples and their unyielding joy, and the people wanted in on that. I want to be your friend. This dynamic of transformation and joyous proclamation, which leads to others wanting in, should be characteristic of every believer. Through our encounter of the risen Christ, our lives are transformed, and the resulting joy we display is infectious and draws others to Christ, so they too can be transformed and experience the same joy. We may not encounter the risen Christ in exactly the same way as the disciples did, but we do experience him in many other ways, including the Eucharist, and people who love us, people we love, and even a joyous woman at the garden center that makes us say, "I want to be your friend."